I got an email recently from a company called Saramonic. I'd heard of their stuff before from a guy named DJ. His channel is DSLR Film Noob, and he was specifically talking about this product that they sent out to me, but this is apparently a newer version of that product. This is the Saramonic UwMic9 receiver and transmitter package. Up to this point, whenever I'm filming these videos, I'm traditionally using an overhead microphone. I've got it plugged in straight into the camera using a longer 3.5mm cable, but sometimes it'd be nice to be able to be a little farther away or not have to worry about a microphone being overhead. It's always nice to have a lavalier mic as an option, so let's see how good this thing is. Now the reason there is a new version of this, because the one DJ talked about was the UwMic10. The UwMic9 has a slightly different carrier frequency. The frequencies are 514 MHz to 596 MHz, where previously they were 614 to 696. There were some issues with that frequency range, so they had to go ahead and make the change, and this is the new version. Let's see what's in the box. Load of cardboard. Inside the cardboard, ooh, it's actually fastened together with Velcro. But you get a little user manual. I say little, it's actually pretty decent size little user manual. Warranty card, about a 12-inch, maybe a little longer XLR to 3.5mm cable, a short coiled 3.5mm cable, a cold shoe mount, what looks like a belt clip, the lavalier microphone with 3.5mm end on it, the transmitter pack TX9 with the attached antenna, and it's actually got a little screen protector on here, just peel off. And the receiver pack RX9 with two antennas on it, and you've got two 3.5mm jacks here, one for headphones, one for the output to the camera, or whatever you're outputting to. It does mention here on the back the frequencies that it covers, and it requires two AA batteries, which I would assume are not included. And to get the batteries in, you just grab this little area here, you pinch and pull, and that's the battery tray. The back of the transmitter would appear to say the same thing, just transmitter instead of receiver. And again, it has that little battery bay you just pop out and put two AA's in. And I'm kind of guessing as to how these install the little clips on the back, but that looks about right. So you put the clip in on the sides, and then you've got a little bit of a, you can stick this on a pocket or the back of your jeans or something. Do the same with the transmitter. Just kind of pop it in like that. Now you've got this little clip here. And I can only assume that this fits in underneath the clip somehow. There you go. That kind of locks into place a little bit. It doesn't hold 100% firmly, but you're not going to be yanking on it on top of the camera or anything. And then you can just stick this on the top of your camera, or it's even got a tripod mount if you wanted to mount it on a tripod for some reason. Now the interfaces on these are all 3.5mm, so you do have the option of going out to XLR using the included cable if you wanted to patch into something that does XLR. For me, everything I've got is 3.5mm, so I'm good to go. Looking a little closer at the buttons on the front, if this is the transmitter, this says mute, but it's also a power button. This says set, and there's plus and minus. Exact same buttons on the receiver. And I probably ought to go ahead and get some batteries and stick in this and get started testing it. Okay, a little while later, I actually took some time and read through some of the manual. Some of it, not all of it. Batteries have been installed. I will go ahead and just say it. I'm really liking the construction on these. These are solid. This is metal. And these 3.5mm connections where they actually go in, you plug them in and then you screw them into place, so they're not just gonna rip out. It's actually probably gonna damage the cable before it rips that out. Very nice, very solid. And of course I should mention I had this on upside down earlier. The actual cold shoe should go toward the back, but you could always do it one way or the other. If for example you're using a really wide angle lens and you didn't want your antennas facing forward too far and getting in your shot or something, you could face it the other way if you needed to. But just like the transmitter, we're gonna go ahead and plug this 3.5mm cable in, screw it into place, and it's in there, rock solid. So at this point I ought to be able to power them on and get everything set up. Let's just try it. I held the power button here. It says Saramonic, Group A, Group B. And the manual says use the auto scan function, which is what I'm gonna do because I only have one set. Use the plus or minus button to display the auto scan screen. I had to go through a bunch of different settings, but now it's at auto scan for Group A, and it says long press the set button to select it. So now it's selected, and press the set button to confirm. Now it's scanning. Here it says Group A settings, use channel 2, apply channel, scan finished. So we're on channel 2. Okay, there's a match with transmitter on the receiver and match with receiver on the transmitter. So I have to make sure both of those are set. So match with transmitter, match with receiver. We're gonna go ahead and long press set, and hit set, and now they should be matching with each other. Hopefully they're talking. Sync finished. It says saving data on this side, apply settings. Group B, so Group B channel 1. Okay, not exactly what I was hoping for, but it seemed to work. So now I guess at this point it's time to go ahead and hook it up to the camera and test it out. As I mentioned before, I am currently using an Audio-Technica AT8024 mic, and I'm going to be switching over to using the Saramonic UwMic9 wireless mic system. Alrighty, so I think at this point I've got everything set up appropriately. Hopefully the audio is not coming out too loud, but I do have the lavalier microphone here on my chest with the wireless mic pack here in front of me. I can see the audio is actually coming through, but it appears to be peaking, so I may have it turned up too loud on the receiver. I think it said the level was 27. I don't know what it goes to, but I'm sure it goes higher than that. Doesn't look like it's gonna need to though. Now I just watched back the footage that I just filmed. Everything sounded pretty good. The camera that I'm filming on, the Panasonic Lumix G7, does do some auto gain type stuff to the audio, so it may not even matter what level I have this set at. But one way or the other, just the initial impressions, I think it sounds pretty good. The build quality on this thing is phenomenal. I mean, these are solid as a rock, so cannot complain about that in the slightest. It looks like the price point for this is right at around $270, which again, for a wireless microphone system that has the halfway decent quality and supposedly really good range, extremely impressive stuff. Because up to this point, whenever I've looked at wireless mic systems, they've always been in the $500 range, like the Sony and Sennheiser are usually really expensive. But $270, this thing I think is an absolute steal if you're looking for a good wireless mic system. And because I probably ought to do it, I think I'm gonna go ahead and walk backwards and just see how far away I can get. I'm gonna be completely out of focus and I'm wearing shorts, so deal with it. I'll just back away. 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14, 20, 21, 25. And I can see that the levels on the camera are still spiking, so it's still working from 25 steps away, which is probably in the neighborhood of 50 feet. And I could probably stand to do some outdoor tests with this thing, but just initial impressions, just the unboxing and first tests of this. Again, stellar build quality. The audio quality seems to be pretty good. You'll have to let me know what you think about it down in the comment section though. Minor update before we wrap up here. You might notice the audio sounds a little bit different. I actually went back in and tweaked after I listened to it on my computer, doing the infrared transmission where they just went back and forth and finally picked something. It was in group B, which are the higher set of the frequencies. I went back and changed it. There was that background hiss you may have heard, the high-pitched beeping kind of sound. There was some sort of noise on that channel. So I went back, the transmitter in group A had originally picked channel 2, so I went ahead and set this back to group A channel 2, and as you may be able to tell, it probably sounds significantly better at this point as a result. So I'd probably recommend just trying to find from the transmitter the channel that is the cleanest, because it does that when you follow what it says in the guide, and then just manually set the transmitter after the fact. Let the receiver do all the work in finding the good channel to be on, and then set this one to go along with it. Now back to me from earlier with bad sound, sorry. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see me test on this, but I'm going to be attempting to use it whenever I go on the go places, when I'm out and about and I need to be away from the camera, possibly even around the house, because it's really nice to not have to have an overhead microphone. So thanks so much to Saramonic for sending these out for me to take a look at. The one sort of downside I can see to it is just the way to interface with it, the little screen here. It's a little bit complicated, but definitely manageable, especially if you read through the guide. And I've been able to figure a lot of it out just from digging around inside of it, so it can't be that bad. So again, thanks to Saramonic. Links to where you can find this can be found down in the description. I'll also put a link to their website where you can find more information about it. Leave a thumbs up down below if you like this video, subscribe to receive more, and I will see you again next time.